Started in 2015, Fashion Week Minnesota is back to celebrate the best designers, stylists, and producers in the state.
Joining us now is Minnesota Monthly style editor and co-founder of Fashion Week, Jenna Peloquin. So there is a lot going on this week. Why don't you just kind of give us a rundown of what's happening?
Yeah, so we kicked off yesterday at Envision, which is a long-running show that's been happening every 6 months in the Twin Cities. And that's just a show that has, it's 10 different local designers showing full collections. Tonight there are 2 fashion shows in St. Paul. So this year was kind of a new, we've expanded into St. Paul as we've grown, which is great. And then tomorrow we have, there's a show called Crosswalk, which is at local boutique Cliché, and its models actually are going to be parading out into the street, which is going to be kind of a fun thing. And there's also a brunch event at the Hewing Hotel, which is focusing on 65 plus fashion.
Oh, great.
Great.
And so there are some very fun, kind of unique events, very non-traditional, kind of fashion week, events. So
Jonna,
yeah.
I think a lot of people think that there's not enough fashion in Minnesota to have a fashion day, let alone a week. But that's clearly wrong.
Right.
What are we seeing here that kind of is leading the charge?
I think for years, as a style editor, I've noticed that all these fashion events are happening, but putting them all together into a week, we're able to make a bigger impact and say, there's a lot of fashion going on. And I think when it's so splintered, people just don't hear about it as much. So kind of just bringing it all together and making a bigger statement with it.
Very neat. Well, one of the big events of Fashion Week is the 4th annual Black Hearts Ball.
Yeah, we're also joined this morning with some of the producers of that show, Tim and Tom Navarro. Guys, hello.
Hello, good morning.
So talk about the Black Hearts Ball. Cool name, what is it all about now?
Well, Black Hearts Ball is pretty much, it's a curated fashion event. We're combining fashion and opera because we feel that fashion is a higher art. So pairing it with opera kind of lends itself to appreciating it that way. We ask our guests to wear all black and white. So then the runway is the canvas and you can experience as an art piece.
Well, talk to me about some of the styles that you have here. Loving the 2-piece and the pants.
This is actually Breeze Carbajal of Yesenia Designs. This is based off of her collection called White Sands, inspired by the White Sands in Texas, I believe.
It's very kind of 60s, 70s, right?
Yeah, she has a very professional, modern vibe to her collection. A lot of what you'll see from her is sleek lines.
Okay, and tell me about the dress. That's beautiful as well.
This is Shader Vu, who is a local Hmong designer. She's just amazing. This is her collection Lichen, and it's basically inspired by the spore lichen and kind of all of the characteristics that it can take.
Right, this event really does celebrate culture and diversity.
Yes,
it certainly
it does.
Yeah, we pride ourselves in having a pretty diverse cast, not only on the runway but behind the scenes, as far as our designers, hair and makeup team. Everybody who comes to the team is pretty diverse.
For everybody that's a part of it, it's a passion event.
So Tim and Tom, you're not running out of the state of Minnesota, right? You're staying here to help develop the fashion scene here?
Exactly. Yeah.
We are invested in our community and we're ready to, build it up.
Yep,
We're glad you are.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming in, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
For a full list of events and to learn more about Fashion Week, we have details at WCCO.com/links.